be the title of this episode. Is chickens don't have wings.
I love it.
And it's because it makes no sense.
I'm going to own it.
With the rest of the
No.
We need shirts.
I do. I want a shirt. If you
post.
get a shirt, you tell me.
We will. We will.
Okay. Welcome back.
Welcome back, everybody.
We are choking. We are back with another episode from Women in Automotive 2024 in Colorado Springs, Colorado, where there is like no oxygen outside. But you know what? We're powering through anyways because that's what we do. In case you don't know, but you should by now, I'm Shasta.
I'm Jess.
I'm Candice.
And this is Candice Lowe with Pure Cars, and we are so excited to have her on the show today. Thank you, Candice, so much. You just had what I didn't get to see, but I heard was an amazing session.
Thank you.
Immediately afterwards,
I was upstairs eating.
Yes, the feedback was crazy as people were coming out of there. Tell us a little bit about what you do for Pure Cars and how long you've been in the industry.
I've been at Pure Cars since December of 2023. I am a senior account executive on the digital advertising team and with an account executive with the auto miner team. So there's not a lot of us to do hybrid roles. That's a fairly new thing for our company. And this is my 27th year in the car business.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Where did you get your start in automotive?
I think like everybody else in automotive, I fell backwards into it, like by accident.
Person we've had on the show.
Yeah, like I said, my then husband was actually wanting to start his own business, and so I was going to become the sole breadwinner. And at that point in time, I was giving horseback riding lessons and breaking horses myself, which is great, but it doesn't pay a whole lot. So I asked my father-in-law. I said, "Hey, how can I make two incomes up and not have a lot of education or training? Because you need to go sell cars."
Okay.
Went to the local Ford dealership and I said, I've never sold a single thing in my entire life. Can you hire me so I can work here? And they go, well, why should I hire you? I'm like, I know everybody in the horse community here. He goes, you're hired.
Valuable asset.
And I sold a ton of trucks and the rest is history. So
That's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
I love that story. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Have you been to Women in Automotive in the past?
I have. This is my second year. My first year, it was overwhelming. My first year, I do have to admit, like it was just
last year.
Okay. Yeah. And it was overwhelming in a good way. Like there was so much good energy, so much great. The speakers were fantastic. I was just in awe of them and the content that I was getting and the information. But I just thought, man, I just want to be a part of this. So I turn around 3 months later and I talk to my peer group. You bounce people off and they're like, yeah, you need to speak. And I'm like, I speak. I mean, I've spoken to like all my peers, but I know all them. I don't know anybody. Go speak. Just go do it and speak and worry about it later. Be scared about it, but do it anyway.
So was this your first speaking?
Correct. This is my first speaking at Women Automotive, first speaking in a forum like this. I've been speaking for 12 years with my peer group, like consulting, but never in this type of format. So yeah.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
And the fact that your very first session, you had phenomenal feedback is great.
Sounds great.
I love that. I'm going to go talk to Robin Moore and make me feel good about it.
You should.
So this has been a whirlwind of an event. We've heard so much crazy feedback, and I know this is only your second Women in Automotive event, but I know you go to other events.
I do.
Around the automotive industry. What would you say is kind of the most awesome thing that's happening here this week that you don't see happen in a lot of other conferences?
So what my biggest kind of, and I've been to a bunch of other conferences, and the biggest kind of thing that I feel there is I just feel like everybody's on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I feel like there's no vulnerability, there's no humility, it's just everybody trying to sell you crap and go to this party and go to that party and meet this person. Here, it's not like that. There was a girl here who she actually just won the scholarship for the mentorship, and she didn't know anybody. So come on, I'm going to introduce you to her. And I literally introduced her like half a dozen people. And I just started going, and 3 of them I didn't even know myself. So I just introduced myself. But I feel like you can do that here because everyone's been very vulnerable, very open, and very compassionate. And nobody's here trying to sell you anything. They're just trying to be your friend and be a part of your tribe. Yeah. And how many people are here this year?
200 to 300. At least 200.
So we all here have 200 to 300 in our tribe. Yep. And that's what I feel like this is.
That's amazing. And I love that.
That word vulnerable just keeps popping up today.
It does.
But you don't see that in any other setting like this.
Vulnerable authenticity and intentionality has been huge the last few days.
Yeah. But if you come to this, these people will be your tribe.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like there's not anybody, even people I haven't even met, if they're at Women in Automotive that I couldn't reach out to and go, hey, I saw you Women in Automotive. I didn't get a chance to introduce myself. Can I go ahead and call you and introduce myself now? And they will absolutely accept and say yes. There's no other event that you can get that kind of camaraderie that we have here. So this is tribe. This is your tribe. If you come to these are your tribe. You have 200, 300 to your tribe now when you come to Women in Automotive.
That's it. I can't even remember. I was actually talking with her yesterday, but Bobby Heron, she and I met at one of the Women in Automotive conferences, and for the life of me, I can't remember which. I don't remember what year. One day we went from being strangers to family, and she is somebody that I can at any point in time just call. You know, our industries are very similar in what we do, and there's times where I'm like, I don't quite know how to do this, but I know Bobby would. Mm-hmm. She never turns me down. She never ignores my phone calls. She always gets back with me if she's unavailable. Like,
I love that.
It's just, I mean, that's the type of, when we say you have an army, you have a family or a tribe, that's what we're talking about. Whenever you're in a situation where you're like, you're running into a wall and I'm stuck. Get through to the other side.
Need someone to push me to the other side.
You now have these people.
This is your tribe now.
Yeah, you can reach out to, call, Facebook message any point, and you have all of the support you need with no expectation of anything.
100%. And there's no other show that can say, there's no other conference show, whatever you want to call it, that can say that.
Right.
No, there is not.
No, because everybody's going to want their back scratched in return.
Yes, 100%. So that's what I love about this. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm back again, and I'll keep coming back again.
So we're not quite through the second day here yet, but so far, what has been your favorite session that you've sat in?
I say Subi. I mean, that's just
so
sorry.
Sorry
to anybody else. Subi, you guys were great, but Subi, that's just hands down. Hers had the most, and La's presentation today was wonderful. But once I heard the full story about Subi being involved with Women in Automotive before and her coming back and how impactful that was for her to come back,
that was amazing. That
resonated with me even more. So, and the vulnerability that she showed, I mean, and Law showed it too. Hers was amazing too. The it just connects you. You just feel like I can be vulnerable here.
Yes.
I can be vulnerable with you. I'm okay. It's okay.
And that just goes right back to what Jake spoke about this morning, and that emotional connection that you have to have with somebody, and the people that you're building these connections with, you have to be vulnerable with them in order to make it go anywhere.
Yes.
I can't imagine the level of, I mean, I know we keep going back to vulnerability, but the amount of fear that goes into preparing a presentation like that, knowing you're gonna have to be that vulnerable, not knowing how it's going to be received, and if people are going to start judging you because of it, and like they did it anyways. And that was one of the biggest takeaways. And I mean, it was received so well. Every single keynote we've sat in has had a standing ovation.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that at another conference.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, even people who don't know the story of Women in Automotive could feel the emotion and feel the healing, is what somebody else called it yesterday, that happened yesterday.
Yeah.
With that keynote session and with everything that's happened and the love. There's so much love here.
Oh, absolutely.
If I'd had known about this before last year, I mean, I would have come a lot farther. A game changer, exactly. Because it gave me the confidence to ask to speak. It made me the confidence to stand up there and, okay, I'm going to get up here and be vulnerable, because I've seen how many other people get up before me and be vulnerable, and it's okay. So seeing that my first year, that really helped me realize, okay, I can be vulnerable. I can get up here. And they'll still be my tribe.
Yeah.
So for the people that were not in your session, or even the people that aren't here with us at this conference right now, what was your session about? And can you give us just a couple of key bullet points that you discussed?
Sure. So my session was about organizing your social media content. And Joab, who was a fantastic influence for me over the past year, I met him last year. I've known him for a long time, I feel like, over his videos, Dealer Knows stuff, when I was selling Fords. But I met him, literally marched up to him last year, and I said, I know who you are, and I want to be you. So, and he's mentored me all this last year. Anytime I've called, he's picked up the phone or called me immediately back. So he helped me organize my presentation into a really good, kind of from a marketing standpoint, that was very catchy and that was very engaging, things like that. So organizing your company's content. Every time I went into a store to consult, I would have somebody who literally got the job yesterday, or there's somebody's home from college and they're organizing all the social media content and nobody had a plan. So what I came up with was, this is how you organize. This is how you get your plan, your strategy for organizing all your social media content. So how you look at your ideas for strategy, you look at your market demographics, you look at what's important about your brand and your store and your people and your community, as well inside and outside the store. And then you share that message, because people buy from people. They don't buy cars and they don't buy businesses. They buy from people. So making your company human, that's what social media is all about for businesses, is putting a face on our company. And so organizing that message, learning how to pivot, or as my good friend Brooke Furness likes to say, pivot from Friends.
I love
you like that?
her.
I love Brooke.
I have a shirt that says that.
Yes.
Pivot. Yeah. That was 6 times in my presentation. I said pivot.
Oh, Robin appreciated that.
Because that's all about digital marketing. We're all about the pivot. So you organize, you create, you learn, you make some decisions about what you're going to post, where you're going to post, how you're going to post. And then you measure, and then you pivot. And then we talked about a little bit about trolls and how to handle internet trolls and different negative feedback and things like that. So I just felt like it would give someone a battle plan who was coming into that role unarmed, because that was me when I started at the second dealership I worked at. I was put into a role that they said, we need someone to kind of run the BDC and internet. Like, we don't know what it is. We don't even know what BDC stands for. Can you just run it and figure it out? Yeah, we'll just make it successful. Sell 100 cars in the next couple of months and we'll be fine. And that was the only game plan I got. So I didn't want anybody else to have to go through that. So when I was seeing the people that were getting, mostly women that were being assigned to those kind of roles for social media content posting, I thought, what would be a great idea to have like a battle plan, have like a strategy, have like organization to it. And then Joe Webb came on and goes, what's that thing that women used for their makeup back in the 90s? And I go, caboodle? And he goes, how to caboodle your company's content. And I'm like, did you just come up with that? Like on the fly? A caboodle? Yeah. A caboodle is what we used for makeup organization. It was a plastic little thing. They sell them at Target now.
Like,
you know what it is. You'll see it.
Like, okay. So like I don't know how to explain it.
It's like a toolbox, tackle
like
box or a toolbox for your makeup.
It's like
and it's like pink sparkly and stuff.
Pink and purple.
I'll show you a picture after. You'll know what it is.
Yeah. It's definitely in the 90s.
It's definitely a 90s thing.
I didn't wear makeup in the 90s.
Okay.
I was a baby.
Yeah, but I had like hair ties and I like all my Barbie shoes in it.
Okay, but also keep in consideration who my mother is.
Okay, that's fine.
Let's be honest here. So sorry, I did not mean to derail from that.
No, it's okay.
So as a person who was not in the session, and assuming that we have people listening who also were not in the session, is there any way that they can get that content and get that battle plan sent to them? Are you going to put it online anywhere?
Yeah, actually, I have to talk to Veronica and Gary, make sure it's okay with them. But I absolutely, if they give me the go ahead, I'm going to put it on my YouTube channel and on my social media too. So yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
That's great. Well, it's so important. I mean, we're back in the times of, nobody knows it better than we do. Back in the times of selling again and not just being order takers. And that's the common theme that just keeps happening.
Having a strategy process to sell. And that's the biggest, that's the thing that came away from 2020. It's like everybody became Honda salespeople. And when I say that to people, and everybody seems to understand, because you work at a Honda store, I mean, it's really order taking. I apologize. I'm not trying to offend anybody who works at a Honda store, but
it's funny. I actually would have thought Toyota.
It's same thing, right? Because it's
they know what they
do such a great job at the top levels of branding and marketing and the product's quality and everything else. People just come back and I want a Tundra.
It's Honda Days and Toyota-thon.
You don't have to sell it.
Nobody else
you don't have to sell it. Nobody has to do that. I used to have, when people would come to Nissan stores and I would have GM say, hey, can you look up this sales guy for me real quick? And where did you work last? Honda. How many cars did you sell? 30. And I go, okay, you're good for about 10 cars here.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and goes, I sold 30 cars at Honda. I'm like, no, because at Nissan, you have to know how to sell cars in order to work here. Yeah. So you're good for about 10. So it's definitely getting back to those days. But I'm telling you what, the people who works at Nissan stores and Stellantis stores that have had to hustle this entire time, they're the ones that are actually can go to Honda and Toyota and be rock stars because they've had to hustle this whole time.
Yeah.
So,
that's true. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about Pure Cars.
So Pure Cars does digital advertising, and they also most recently bought a company called AUTOMINER, and they do email marketing.
Shout out Erin G. We love you, Erin.
And the Clean Data platform is actually that's from what I'm understanding from everybody at Pure Cars. That's his baby is AutoMiner, and the CDP are his baby. Pure Cars, just, we do a little digital advertising business on the side kind of the thing. So paid media advertising, OTT.
I just learned yesterday what OTT means.
Really?
Swear to God.
Over the top?
Swear to God.
Yeah.
I should have known that. I should have known that.
I feel like a failure that you didn't know that. Just saying.
I was never in an explanation place where somebody explained to me what OTT is.
OTT was? Okay.
It's
You're good now,
by
though,
the way,
right?
guys. Yeah.
You're good now. Okay.
Yeah. No, I heard somebody explain. I'm pretty sure it was Tara Rigo on Brooke Furness's podcast.
It was
Explaining what it was, because Brooke was like, "Hold on, if anybody doesn't know what that is, explain." I'm like, "Thank you."
I think I heard that one too. Yeah, I listened to it. Thank you, Brooke.
Shout out again to Brooke.
Shout out Brooke Furness. So that's what Pure Cars does. Everything on the digital advertising side, paid search, paid social, things like that. And then you flip to AutoMiner, and we take all the campaign, all the data that you have in your DMS, we clean it up. We give you these golden records that we know the people have the car. We know the people live at that address. We know the people are at the contact information that you have. And we give you give us 10,000. We'll maybe give you 5,000 or 7,000 or whatever it is for your particular dealership. It's different for everybody. We give you back those golden, wonderful, clean records. And now you're calling people, you're texting people, you're delivering email campaigns out to people who actually own that car, who actually are at that number, and that are in the situation with their car, equity or non-equity. And you're absolutely so efficiently utilizing the time of your BDCs, offsite or on. You're really maximizing the time of your e-commerce team. You're really taking the pieces that they're not calling useless manifest lists. You can upload a manifest list into AutoMiner, use the CDP to clean it up. And now you've taken it from, 20,000 pages of useless customer data, and you've cleaned it down to all these people own that car and all these people are out these contact information. Now you can actually have a manifest list that's useful, so all that information that we ingest and we can purposely utilize for digital advertising or AutoMiner campaigns. It takes that data that's in your DMS, that gold mine treasure trove of data, and makes it so actionable. So I'm just really passionate. I'm really passionate about the CDP part of it, because I really think that's, with third party leads they're not a thing anymore. And there's so many people that are still, well, I want to buy leads. I want leads from auto. No, you don't want leads from anybody. You don't want third party leads at all. You want to action your first party data, clean it up, and utilize that, because your dealership's been your dealership in that community for how long now? For 40 years, for 20 years, even for 5 years. You have a DMS that is not moving, you have to make sure it's actionable. So
yeah, because sales isn't the only way to make money in a dealership.
Sales isn't even what keeps the lights on at a dealership. No. It's service. Yeah. It's service. It's fixed up. That's why
dealerships forget that.
They do. And then they want to give them $500 in digital advertising or something. The service firm is what kept the lights on in 2020, right? There's a reason that's 2/3 of our building, and sales has a little cubby at the front of the building.
Yeah. So. You guys work outside.
It's so true. It's so true.
Let's give the service techs the air conditioning, because they need it.
Right? Yeah,
we were just talking about how short we are on text in our last episode that we did here, and it's crazy.
That's all I see now for employment ads is text, service text. Yep. There's one in New Mexico. There's a dealership that they actually started advertising in Colorado, Arizona, and California, because they can't find relocate, and they'll pay for them to move, and they'll pay the relocation. So it's just, that's the struggle, is finding good techs that want to work.
Yeah.
So.
Candice, if you could give one piece of advice to anybody in the automotive industry that's just now getting started, male, female, young or old, it doesn't matter, what would it be?
Come to Women in Automotive. Male or female.
Good one.
The reason being is for what we were just talking about, is the camaraderie, the tribe that you will inherit by coming to Women in Automotive and becoming a part of it. That is the key part of this, that I think that would help. I mean, how many people did it help? How many people did it help here? There's tons of people that have stories about, I've been coming here for 4 years because, I've been coming here for 2 years because, I came last year and I'm back because. I think that is a really good, vital piece for that camaraderie. The other ones are good for informational, for learning about other companies, your competition, the industry, where it's going, or things like that. But if you want a tribe, this is the place to be, for sure.
Well, and as we've said in multiple episodes, and it is also a common theme here, other than vulnerability, your network is your net worth.
Yes.
Oh, 100%.
Absolutely. I mean, we wouldn't, this podcast wouldn't be where it is. Our business wouldn't be where it is. We're pretty much working on a 100% referral basis on both of our businesses. And a lot of that has come from the connections that we've made in this business and the tribe that we've built.
Yeah. So, but you said it best, the other ones, the NADAs, they're great shows. There's nothing wrong with digital. There's nothing wrong with them at all. But it's, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Right. Like I'll give you a lift up. I'll introduce, what are you going to do for me? Right. It's not like that here. No. It's just, I'm going to go introduce you to everybody I know.
Yeah.
I'm going to go make sure you get a mentorship. I'm a scholarship. I'm going to go and make sure that you're enrolled in the mentorship. I'm going to make sure you're enrolled to speak next year. That's what this community has that other shows don't. And so that's why I'll keep coming back for as long as they have it. So
I love that. Absolutely.
Yeah. Candice, thank you so much for taking the time to sit with us today right after your session. I know you're probably exhausted and want to rest and eat something real quick, but I am so excited to be able to watch your session on replay because we were not able to be there and I very much regret it. But
you'll cheer me on from the social media.
Oh, absolutely. We always cheer you on, Candice.
I love that.
Chickens don't have wings in Germany.
I'm never living that down ever.
That's going to be the name. That's going to be the title of this episode. Is Chickens Don't Have Wings.
I love it.
And it's because it makes no sense.
I'm going to own it.
With the rest of the
No.
We need shirts.
I do. I want a shirt. If you get a shirt, you tell me.
We will.
Okay.
We just need it with emojis like a chicken and a red X
with no wings. Yes.
And then the Germany flag.
Yes. I'm in. I'm all in. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Candice, so much. In a world where you can be anything, remember to be kind because you never know what battles someone else is facing. So whenever you go out into the world this week, remember to light it up. I am Jess.
I'm Shasta.
And this is Candice. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys.
Yay, you've made it this far. And if you want to help the chicks out and add some value, make sure you subscribe right now.
Click that little red button down below. Do it. Do it now.